So Mohammed here, Mohammad, sentenced and executed long time ago. Now Lee Boyd is saying that he sexually assaulted him. Now the trial wasn't about that, so there was no evidence presented, and I just hear say that he says that he was bugged. Now, when you look at Mohammed, I think Mohammed is not too smart because generally criminals have a kind of a screwed up mentality. They don't think straight. Now, the evil got over him so much. Now, had he done one, two, three, and stopped, you know, still, for life, they'd be looking for him, and or for the person who the suspect and so on. And when you do crimes with other people and so on, some way, somehow, things normally go astray, and the rest happens. I don't understand his motive for shooting up the place. I know he had some divorces and some other kids and so on, and I'm sure he kind of like don't think straight anyway. But never did I glean what he really was shooting up the place for. I thought other people were doing it for political reasons, but it turned out to be that this cohort here was shooting up the place. He could have done something better with his life. Maybe join the military again. Go to the Gulf War and so on. He likes shooting. I mean, he could just do some sniping over there. Try to snipe some of the terrorists out. But he decides to snipe some innocent people who just going about their, daily lives, doing what they need to do and so on, shooting them down. And I think that he got what he deserved. He should have known that this was the consequence. And it was so easy to pick him up, sleeping in a car, out by some robbing. He hadn't thought this thing over. He found the rifle and so forth. As a soldier, he was practicing shooting some tree, and then talked to some other person about his stuff. And they went and took the tree, took it to the lab and so forth, checked the bullets, same thing or whatever. I figured the real thing to do was not to be dragged into this. And in my case, the Bush family and the Department of families and the state of Florida, they probably wanted me to get into some kind of some showdown because they like that kind of thing. You see, they have the so provoke you in quiet inside the building, away from the cameras, and then they run you outside, and then when you start after them, say, "See, look what he's doing, it's crazy," and then shoot you up. I recall one day, I found this very strange. I'm working in a parking lot, cutting the grass around it of a shopping mall. And I finished and I put my stuff up and getting ready to go. We stopped at this grocery store and up from this car parked, and my daughter in the car with this guy that they have there. And I told the mom, I said, "This is our child here." And like she can't see straight or something like that. And see the child like she wants to come into the car. So I asked the woman, I said, "Is this her child?" She started to shout out, "Oh, stay away from me, you crazy!" And raising her voice in the parking lot. Now she's trying to embarrass me, thinking that I might have pursued her on that. And I'm sure she probably could have been armed. I go at her in an aggressive way, she shoots me, and then, they have the whole alibi. I saw my child, I was going to take my child, she prevented me, and I was attacking her, she shot me. On the other hand, I had some tools and some chainsaw and all kind of stuff. So one night, smash this car up and take my child out, put her in the van, and decide to drive off. They wanted me dead. So what they would have called and said, "Hey, we have a kidnapping situation here. And this guy is irrational. He isn't talking with us. He isn't negotiating at all. And he's harming the child and all that. So we have to go in, bam, shoot me up." Say, and that's it. So, even when people do things that are very provocative and very, disgusting, and the natural response would be to, get violent. You just have to think. This is probably what I want. And if you don't, maybe that breaks the heart more and gives them more mental problems. They wanted me so bad that, another thing, we gone to the center where they're arranging for us to visit our child. They bring her along. She has feces in her diapers. She's wearing some old clothes and some scarf tied around her waist to hold up the pants she's wearing. And when a mom's trying to change her vagina or anus, looking red as if she has been sexually assaulted, and she had a black mark on her forehead. I mean, that's enough to get a parent, upset, and you'd want to either try to prevent her from the abuse, take her, or whatever. Again, we had a guy circling the place, and whenever we have the visits now, I don't worry these things. I just see her, and I go and I sit on the car. And I see this guy run and run past and run around the building, around the block. And in my mind, he's just a guy with a gun going around the building, hoping that I'm going to try to kidnap the child and run out so he can shoot me up. Oh, by the way, I should have said, when my daughter in the parking lot thing, what I also thought is that they had the cops not too far away, so that as soon as I make any move, they're right there. That's how they do things. And, that's typical of the bush. They set you up and then, make you look real bad and come and shoot you up and everybody say, yes. But you see, the whole deal is this in life. It's not what anybody thinks the court or the government or the president or anybody. It's what God sees. And in case where they took my child away and say that I abused the child and all this kind of stuff we're going on with and trying to set me up to get me shot, God saw everything. Even 911, the people who planned both 911s, God saw who did it. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. There's the truth out there, and God knows the truth. And you see, when you go back into history, and you look at the various empires that ruled the world, from Egypt, Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, Rome, Germany, and these current big shots out here, all of them have disappeared simply when they become very abusive, using the power for their own selfish aggrandizement, as opposed to blessing the world. That brings down things to a speedy halt, and I think it's no different around this time. For long you've seen people doing some stuff, and you want to know where's the conscience, where's the God, and so on. And like in some past presidents, every weekend there's this religious show and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's God is the judge, man. I don't judge folks. I don't care what they're doing, all this stuff. Trying to impress me that everything is good. Doesn't matter. It's God who sees it. God is the one who takes down governments, takes down people, and so on. And I know that I've been spared from a lot of stuff simply because God has shown me the way to operate. Lastly, these guys have a strategy in that when I was driving the school bus, they put in something in my food so that when I'm about to finish my route, I've fallen asleep. I'm driving a school bus with kids and I've fallen asleep. I'm saying, like, I slept good last night. Why is this? I have to open my with force. No one there fell asleep. And I just wake up just in time before I run off the road into the drain. I come to a T. I was coming up and I reached the intersection there. Where I turn left or right. I say, Lord. And I hold it straight to drop off the last child. I feel my stomach tearing up. I want to reverse the bus and I parked it right by the main road. And I lie down and sleeping. Some guys in a suit coming up on the bus. Hey, what's happening? Why you parked the bus yesterday? I'm feeling bad. They say, okay, make us take the bus in. So they want me to drive this bus and get a wreck. And then the ambulance is going to come and they're going to ensure that I die. They're going to kill me in the ambulance. And then, or on the spot, they could hijack the ambulance, get them to delay and poison you and kill you. Make sure you die, and choke you or whatever that needs to be done. And then, it's over. When these big boys come and say, he died on the way and all that stuff, nobody even investigate that, nobody even follow it up, nobody cares. But you see, again, God is the one who sees and cares. And this is what I like cops and governments to understand, that, you might be big and powerful, but look now, there's a God out there that's seeing. And there is a sickness unto death. And you have to know the difference. And it doesn't matter how much specialists they have, how many doctors they have around. When it's over, it's over. When all the vital energy has been used up, and this is it. You go to the hospital, regular. Women go to deliver babies and all that. There comes a time when you go to the hospital, and that is it. Don't mind what you do, don't mind what pill they give you, don't mind what. It's over. And so I hope that folks understand religion. It's sad when folks don't understand religion, they're going to play themselves and end up getting destroyed. So Mohammad, he tended to be a Muslim, but if you were a good Muslim, I'm sure you would have recognized that killing innocent people and beating up people that are weak and so forth is not a sign of strength, a sign of a mental illness, a sign that one is evil, and it's a sign that the days are numbered. So all people that are trying to abuse folks out here, I want them to know clearly that you can't do things forever. And lastly, I know in times past people have persecuted Christians and killed everyone that they wanted to kill. This time, when Christ is about to return, they're going to be able to do that. He says that I'm going to stand with my people. I'm going to set the deadlines. I'm going to plan the games. And before they can roll out the stuff to knock it up, God's going to come and just confuse them and start creating environmental and natural wonders and disasters and so forth. Sort of hold them back a bit until God's job is done. So I'm not worried about these folks, what they could do, man.